good afternoon everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Let's now proceed on the martial law era, a period of transformation. In martial law era or period, the Department of Education and Culture, under Proclamation number 1081, the Department of Education was elevated to the Department of Education and Culture, signifying a greater emphasis on culture development alongside academic learning. These things underscore the government's focus on fostering a national identity rooted in Filipino culture and heritage. Can I call on Miss Bulay?
Yes. So now,
Thanks.
first publication and culture. Examination of sa panahon. Department of Education and Culture. Under Proclamation number 1081, the Department of Education was elevated to the Department of Education and Culture, signifying greater emphasis on cultural development alongside academic learning. This change underscored the government's focus on fostering a national identity rooted in Filipino culture and heritage. So under Proclamation number 1081, ang education area is dili lang siya naka-focus on academic learning. Di bali, ikuha nila ang culture para dili ingon sila na mawaya gani. So, along with the academic learning, ikuha sa nila ang culture, education, and heritage para to foster the national identity of the Philippines.
Thank you. Says si atin Miss Bulay. So, next is bilingual education. The year 1974 marked the introduction of bilingual education, aiming to promote proficiency in both English and Filipino. This initiative aimed to equip students with the skills necessary to navigate a globalized world while preserving their national language and cultural identity. So, sa ato palikuan, English is the second language. So, ato gina-preserve while gina-practice ta duha na to uses of two language, bilingual or bilingual
language.
Then, gina-preserve for na the national language and cultural identity na nato. Next. So, in the latter part, in 1977, Presidential Decree number 1397 further elevated the Department of Education and Culture to the Ministry of Education and Culture, signifying a significant elevation in its status and responsibilities within the government structure. Franklin, Mr. Franklin Henry, Ministry of Education and Culture.
Ministry of Education and Culture. In 1977, Presidential Decree number 1397 further elevated the Department of Education and Culture to the Ministry of Education and Culture, signifying a significant elevation in its status and responsibilities within the government structure. Ministry of Education or Culture and Arts. Sports. The Education Act of 1982 witnessed the establishment of the Ministry of Education, Culture and Sports, expanding the ministry mandate to encompass sports development alongside education and culture. This change reflects that the recognition of the importance of physical activity and sportsmanship in fostering well-rounded individuals. So, based on my understanding now, so basically, an education ila when we say mga ministry kay mura within education, sa education they tagbuhat nila na ministry which is among culture and sports. So dyan sa education, naghimo nila Ministry of Culture and Sports para dili lang mo focus ang more on academics and also dyan engagement which is ma-preserve atong culture and also ma-gamit and mga skills ng estudyante which is a sports dito nila makita kung ano ka-important ka-important is ang physical activities and sportsmanship towards friendly environment and fostering their well-rounded individuals.
Thank you, Franklin.
Ilira ikaw.
Precisely. And pasabot ko din is that transformative. It's transforms the Ministry of Education, Culture and Sports sa Ministry of Education and Culture into Ministry of Education, Culture and Sports next. Department of Education, Culture and Sports. Executive Order number 117 in 1967 reorganized the Ministry of Education, Culture and Sports back into Department of Education, Culture and Sports, reflecting the shift in government structure following the People Power Revolution. The department of continued to play a crucial role in shaping the education system, fostering cultural development, and promoting sports within the country. Next, please. In martial law period, this strengthens higher education and technical skills. In martial law era, or the period of transformation, established CHED and TESDA. The establishment of the Commission of Higher Education marked a significant step towards improving the quality and accessibility of tertiary education in the Philippines. CHED was tasked with overseeing and regulating higher education institutions, ensuring academic standards, and promoting research and development. The Technical Education and Skills Development Authority was established to address the need for a skilled workforce. This now focused on providing technical and vocational training, equipping individuals with the necessary skills needed. Next, please. EDCOM, Congressional Commission of Education. The Congressional Commission of Education was tasked with reviewing and evaluating the Philippine education system, identifying areas for improvement, and recommending strategies to enhance the quality of education. EDCOM's recommendations serve a blueprint for future reforms, shaping the direction of Philippine education for decades to come. Next, please. So now, let's now tackle the Philippine basic education curriculum, a new era in learning. Next, please. So, the National Elementary School curriculum marked a departure from previous curriculums introducing new teaching methodologies and focusing on learner-centered approaches to education. It aimed to foster critical thinking, problem-solving skills, and deeper understanding. Sabot naman ng utsida sa hapa ng dibasa. The new secondary education curriculum aimed to provide a more relevant and responsive curriculum for secondary education, equipping students with the skills and knowledge necessary to succeed in a changing world. It emphasizes practical skills, critical thinking, and interdisciplinary learning. May I call on Ms. Dumangas, Benjamin, and
sa National Elementary no?
Secondary.
Yung secondary. So, the new secondary education curriculum aimed to provide a more relevant and responsive curriculum for secondary education. So, pag may untag, secondary, di ba sa mga naman ng high school na, di ba?
Yes.
Standing. And then, it equips students with the skills and knowledge. Meaning to say, in that curriculum, the students is gonna become more on, kung na-focusan na bitaw sila about sa skills. Kaya di ba katong sa pinakauna ng mga slides, it's about the technical skills, di ba?
Yes.
Mundig something nga murag nakibitaw, murag ikula bitaw, the skills and the knowledge. Di na siya mag-focus sa knowledge, but also the skills. Usag si din na changing kay. It emphasize mga the practical, critical thinking. Kanang kulo, mo na siya ang pinaka-focus ang curriculum. the practical skills, critical thinking, and interdisciplinary learning. Because in the practical skills, nagamit man na dyan ito, di ba, in order for us ka na di ba, sa critical thinking, di ba? Magamit man na dyan na nato, di ba, in order for us to apply our skills. And then ka na ng mga pamaagi or ka na ng mga ways is nag-achieve po siya o mga interdisciplinary, then mga interdisciplinary approach.
Thank you, Ms. Apple. Next, please. Revised basic education. The revised basic education curriculum further refined the curriculum, introducing new subject matter and learning materials. It aimed to enhance students' attainments to promote deeper understanding and foster a love for learning. So, naanay nila nag-provide na sila ng new subject, introduce na sila new subject matter, learning materials, sila ang ating revised basic education curriculum. The secondary education curriculum 2010 or continue to refine the curriculum, emphasizing the importance of critical thinking, problem solving, and collaborative learning, and also integrated technology into the learning process, preparing students for the digital age. So, ang yan isa pa, ang secondary is, di ba, high school? Di ba, gina-prepare na ng digital ng mga educators nato for the digital age. Next, please. Tito 12 curriculum. The Tito 12 curriculum, a comprehensive effort marked a significant shift in the Philippine education system. It extended basic education to 13 years, including a year of kindergarten, 6 years of elementary education, and 6 years of secondary education. The curriculum was designed to be learner-centered, relevant, and globally competitive, equipping students with the skills and knowledge needed to succeed in a rapidly changing world. So, paano lamang ini, ako understanding na ni sa Tito 12, kay nakagana na lamang ini sila kay mas mahinugal kita, pag mo ato na galit mo, step up galit ka pa, preparation sa bali sa other level na ito na mapaan mo, ilit lang ito. Next. Republic Act 10533, the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013. Republic Act 10533, also known as the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, solidified the implementation of the 2012 curriculum. The Act established a foundation for a more comprehensive and globally aligned education system, which emphasized the importance of early childhood education by mandating at least 1 year of kindergarten education. Naman daw na need man dyan natin mag-abi ng kindergarten. Please stand. Please Galindo.
It is very important na kita ang mga students na ato sa kindergarten kay mao man ang foundations sa ato diha magsugod kung ano sa mga bitaw mga basic na dapat i-learn kasi daw i-enhance ang
Next is the elementary education. The Act further outlined 6 years of elementary education, providing students with a solid foundation in basic skills and knowledge. It aims to develop literacy, numeracy, and critical thinking skills, preparing students for the next level of education. So, ang mga yan, being kanina na sa elementary education, makikita nila sa mga basic. Practice na kita ba para kay
Preparation.
Preparation para sa next level of education. Next, please. Secondary education. Medical fees, marriages,
Ay tapuki, ayaw tapuki, Frank. Ayaw ta, Frank. Ayaw tapuki.
Hindi po sa visa.
Ayaw tapuki.
3 to 2.
Secondary education was expanded to 6 years encompassing 4 years of normal high school and 2 years of senior high school. This extension aims to provide students with a broader
Yes.
So para mas ma-enhance pa nila
Ito, 12.
mga skills needed to be improved. Next please. The K-12 curriculum, a new paradigm for learning. So sabutan mo naman dun yung learner-centered.
Dali na po sa makatrabaho.
The K-12 curriculum is designed to be learner-centered, placing the student at the heart of the learning process. It emphasizes active learning, experiential learning, and individualized instruction, tailoring education to meet the unique needs of each learner. So the K-12 curriculum is relevant and responsive to the needs of the 21st century, preparing students for a rapidly changing world. It focuses on critical thinking,
Problem solving.
and collaboration skills, equipping students with the skills they need to succeed in a globalized economy. Research-based and K-12 curriculum. The curriculum is research-based and best practices in education ensuring that teaching methodologies are effective and aligned with the latest advancements in learning theory. It continuously evolves to adapt to emerging needs and challenges in education experience. So the K-12 curriculum promotes a global perspective, equipping students with the knowledge and skills to navigate an interconnected world. It emphasizes international standards and best practices, preparing students to succeed in a globalized economy. So, ginapaano ko nato na gina-prepare na kitadaan para sa outside world bibali kung mo gawas na kita sa
Yes, kaya naman ito sa
eskwelahan.
PBB.
Then, cultural sensitivity. The curriculum is sensitive to the diverse cultural backgrounds and traditions of the Philippines. It aims to promote cultural understanding and appreciation, fostering a sense of national pride and unity. Contextualized learning. The curriculum is contextualized to linking learning to real-world experience and local context. It aims to make learning relevant and meaningful to students, fostering a deeper understanding of their communities and the world around them. So, ganyan mo lang kanina na maulit sila makapaano sa real world
Steps para, oh.
Yes, sa bahay.
Then ang K-12 curriculum daw is utilize constructivist approach to learning, empowering students to actively construct their own understanding of the world. It encourages inquiry-based learning, critical thinking, and problem solving, fostering a love for learning and a lifelong desire for knowledge. So lastly, the key principles of the K-12 curriculum.
Naman gyapon sa elementary.
The going years are principles of MTV are MLP, mother tongue based multilingual education, recognizing the importance of using the mother tongue as a medium of instruction in the early years of education. So this approach facilitates a smooth transition into learning in English and fostering deeper understanding and enhancing literacy development. So in my understanding, this is a mother tongue based multilingual education. So di ba ang gina-foster dira sa, especially sa mga primary education is ang mother tongue for them to understand deeper. Kay, kung ang bata, example, ang mother tongue niya is Bisaya or Filipino, tapos kung kalitan mo siya tutulog English, something na maahat gani sila, maglisod sila adjust. So, mao nang ang gina-establish sa primary education na ang mother tongue asa ang gamiton before ang English version.
Next is spiral progression approach. Michael, Miss Stella, and Louis.
The curriculum describes
Racial honor. This approach ensures that students have a solid foundation for moving on to more complex concepts, fostering mastery of knowledge and skills at each level.
So, hindi kita sabot. Ito, by level, we progress, we learn and in each level, we should, dapat dun, master na to, ang mga kaal about ano yung mga subject matter na itong ginagawa. And next is flexibility and customization. May mga Miss Dear. This time.
Doon.
Dili mo yung type C. Sila na type C.
Flexibility and customization. The curriculum is flexible and adaptable, allowing students to utilize lines the curriculum based on their specific vocational and social topics. This allows them to more limited requirements and responsiveness to the unique needs and characteristics of different communities.
Next one. Up. This.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.